Yeah,
It didn't announce.
You tell me when we're ready and I'll start.
Says it's
Uh,
recording.
Okay.
Well, it's recording through the Otter AI, but it didn't say it's recording.
It says
it's recording to the
it
cloud.
is recording on the Zoom too right now.
Okay,
You can
good.
see on the
Okay.
bottom it says pause.
I
Great.
always love start these meetings and this is the whole beginning of the video. Go ahead, John.
Okay. Good afternoon. This is the this is a meeting of the Town Real Estate Assessment Committee on June 16th, 2025 at we'll call the meeting to order at 2:10. Okay, as a preliminary matter, this is John Brescher, Chair of the Town Real Estate Assessment Committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Jesse Bell,
Hi. Here.
Lee Saperstein.
Here,
Okay, Tom's not here yet.
don't see him.
Okay, and I'm John Brescher, but I'll be recusing myself. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tracy McDonald.
Here.
Thank you. Anticipated speakers on the agenda, please respond in the affirmative.
John, we have an intern here.
Oh, yeah, we have a couple other people, John.
I'm sorry, let's hear from the interns.
Well, we have Bob Bystrowski, the real estate specialist, and we have Tom Brodus, who's our intern.
Oh, Tom. Okay. Terrific. Can't wait to meet you all in person. Thank you for joining us. Anticipated speakers on the agenda, please respond in the affirmative. Jesse Brescher.
Here.
Oh, wonderful. And Greg Maskell.
Here.
Anybody else from Center Place going to show?
No, I don't believe so.
Beautiful. Okay. Good afternoon. This open meeting of the Town Real Estate Assessment Committee is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. For the Town Real Estate Assessment Committee, we are convening via video conference via the Zoom app for as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. For this meeting, please note that the meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials for this meeting have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair knows otherwise. Now we're turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to go over some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. The chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking, and please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and to state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. For items with public comment, after the members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined via the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged by and speak through the chair. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Now, my assumption is, do you want me to recuse now, or should we? I mean, we're going to go into the first item of business, and I'm conflicted out. So, Lee, I think you're gonna take over.
Sounds like it.
All right, gang. Good luck.
Okay,
I don't think the owl's on.
no, it's not.
Oh well, wait, Tracy. Try turning the video on the Zoom.
Oh,
We're just trying to sort out.
Yeah. So just hit the red.
No, just hit the video.
Electric camera, meeting
Right
owl
there, yeah,
camera,
Right there.
and let's see what happens.
there we are.
There's Bob.
Hi, everybody. I was like, why can't we see ourselves?
Okay. So for the record, I'm Lee Saperstein. I'm the senior most non-officer in attendance. The agenda, John has called us to order. Approval of the agenda. There's just two of us, so I think I can say it's approved, but Jesse Bell, do you agree?
I agree.
All right. Next is public comment. And to be clear, public comment in these agendas refers to items not on the agenda, because there'll be an opportunity for conversation at each agenda item. Does a member of the public have anything to say that is not with respect to the agenda? I'll give you another 30 microseconds. Moving on, we now get to item 4, real estate matters. And the first is a presentation from Jesse Brescher. And Ms. Brescher is requesting that we recommend and approve a potential public hearing presentation to the county commission. I think I've captured that, but if I haven't, Jesse, I'm sure you'll fix it. It's to you.
All right, thank you. So Jesse Brescher, here for the Center Place Homeowners Association and the multitude of owners within that subdivision. I'll just start by, this has been, and I'm not exaggerating, over 20 years in the works. We've been working with the homeowners and planning to get to this point. So we're very excited that we've made it this far. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Center Place subdivision, but it was done in the early 90s. And as sort of a little bit of a background, basically the developers couldn't get traditional roadway improvements financed. So they had to get creative. And the ensuing subdivision is these sort of not quite pork chop lots, but there's strips, skinny strip lots along Old South Road. And then there are these various, 10-foot wide strips that sort of snake through the subdivision, leading to larger lots in the back. And there is a, sorry, someone just buzzed me, turn them on to do not disturb. I'm sorry, the roadway.
Jesse, excuse me, if you have a plan.
I do.
Yeah, I was
that
gonna ask Tracy
would-
to.
Jack,
do it
this
as
might be
well.
a good time to do that.
I'm gonna try to share it.
Tracy McDonald's gonna try and share a plan. Because to be honest, I thought I knew Nantucket, but I don't know where Center Place is.
So it's Egan Lane is the name of the sort of the roadway that comes in off of Old South Road. And what you're seeing here, let me see, this is page 1 of 2. There's
Yeah, this is page, might
One-
be page 1 or 2.
and then the other page. let's see.
Yeah, so this is, I
So
think
each one of those strips is individually owned?
it's an individual lot. Yeah, it leads down to their main lot. So here's sort of the backside of the whole subdivision.
Yep, so the backside abuts Hinsdale Road on the way back, and then the entire subdivision comes all the way down and abuts Old South on the sort of the front
So
side.
for instance, Lee, like if you look at like this lot, their lot is that big lot plus all the skinny part that goes all the way to Old
I
South.
haven't seen anything that messy since Xfinity opened up one of their junction boxes.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
So the whole point of this, and which is why planning is supportive of this endeavor, is we're trying to clean it up and to make this look much more like a traditional subdivision. And at the end of the day, the idea is that each of these little strips that constitute part of the road will be ultimately conveyed back to the homeowners association. So at the end of the day, the idea is the homeowners association, much like in a traditional subdivision, would own in fee the roadway lot, and then the town or the county would have taken an access easement over the roadway. So that's where we're ultimately headed. Again, as it stands now, all the homeowners have easements over the roadway to get in and out of these lots and to make this work. But the idea is that by having the county take it, and again, by taking just simply an easement as opposed to taking the fee, That simplifies the process. It's registered land, so we can get through land court without having to deal with taking of the fees and new certificates of title and all that that entails. And so again, the goal is to have the county take the easement, and then having the county take the easement will then enable the various owners to subdivide these interior lots if they want to, because that will give them the necessary frontage, which right now they don't have. Their frontage technically is on Old South Road, or some lots that abut Hinsdale in the back have legal frontage on Hinsdale, but the interior lots have no legal sort of interior frontage. So the take,
Just for the record, how
Mhm.
many lots are we talking about?
oh, hang on, let me see here.
14.
Thank you, Grace. 14.
Okay, thank you.
And some of them, a lot of the Hinsdale owners have already subdivided because they have legal frontage on the Hinsdale side. So there's, I don't even know, there may be 10 left that could subdivide. And the idea is simply to carve off the Old South Road components or lots separately from the Egan Lane lots, which are the sort of the interior ones, to clean it up. And again, as part of it too, the homeowners have been working with the town on a zoning change so that the back, the sort of more residential pieces, and there are some businesses back there, but I think they're either CN or CTEC, and then the front would be, and Greg, do you remember what the changes to the front lots?
Well, we're leaning towards CN for the front
Yeah.
lots and C-Tech for the back.
Okay, thank you. So that would again enable to be able to preserve the uses that are already in existence, without forcing people into being pre-existing non-conforming. And also working with the town to get rid of RC2, which I know is they're anxious to get rid of.
So, again, just to help me out, where is this with respect to Forest Avenue?
To Forest Avenue. This is much closer to the airport than Forest.
Okay,
Forest,
as you-
Forest is almost
There's
close, is almost opposite Amelia.
I'm sorry, the two people speaking. Jesse, please.
Sorry, I say Forest is almost opposite Amelia Drive. Is that it's close to that intersection?
Yeah,
And
Right.
this is closer to the intersection with Macy Lane. It's much further down Old South Road.
No, I understand. Macy Lane and then Nobodere Farm Road.
it's not quite down that far, you know, we're
Well,
not,
you said Macy Lane first.
yeah, not, so it's Naw Shop,
Yeah.
Witherspoon and Egan Lane.
Okay,
So if you know where Naw Shop is, it's 2 clicks down from that.
thank you all.
I think also, Jesse, if I'm not wrong, don't these people all have Old South Road addresses, like legal addresses? Instead of
Technically,
Egan Lane,
yes,
which is
technically.
also very confusing.
The assessor has everything listed as an Old South Road address, because again, that's the legal frontage. The other piece, this is that there's no expense incurred by the county, that the homeowners are not asking the county to pick up any of the maintenance of the roadway. The responsibility for maintaining the road remains with the homeowners association, so that's not changing. And again, Greg, we didn't have a time to talk about this officially offline, but Vicky had mentioned whether the homeowners were willing to pick up the county's legal fees as part of this, and I believe the answer to that is yes, that we're not asking the county to, to kick in anything. We're just asking them to, approve the taking, and then again, the homeowners remain responsible for the maintenance of the roadway, and have agreed to pick up the county's legal fees for, to accomplish what we're asking them to do.
Jesse Bell, do you have any questions?
Yeah, maybe I do. So that dotted line is where that's where the road is gonna go, right, on that plan, like,
Sorry, let me bring it back up
Yeah, I
again.
was gonna say, I mean, the road already exists, so no changes to the actual road on the ground are being.
Okay.
proposed. This is
I like have
simply-
not been back there that much, so I guess I'm just.
Yeah,
for
no,
me,
it
looking at the
exists
plan.
already. Yeah, it already exists. So this is just this is switching the form of ownership and or not ownership, but the easement, formalizing the easement. But again, the roadway already exists and is paved and, you know, is on the ground.
Okay, so that dotted line is showing a road that's already on the ground.
Yeah,
and-
this, I think it's, I forget the easement J. Let me see if I can get, I'm gonna blow up the version on my screen over here so I can identify.
Yeah, I think that's right, Jesse.
Okay, yes, where Tracy had just had her cursor, that
Hmm.
looks like some sort of driveway.
This
It's like
This-
easement
easement
S and E.
S and I. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a driveway. That is the road.
Okay,
Okay,
so the road winds up and then it goes back and then it has that end cul-de-sac at the top too, like where it on the plan.
On sheet 2 of 2, I think, is that what there is? Let me see. I know it's so confusing because it's on 2 sheets. So there are sort of 2 cul-de-sacs. So the one at the top that's closest to Hinsdale, that consists of easement L, easement K, easement H are sort of the top cul-de-sac on the Hinsdale, closest to Hinsdale, and then sort of in the middle is easement O, easement R, Q, and P, and that is sort of a secondary cul-de-sac to provide legal access or legal frontage to, again, these other lots in the subdivision, because again, so you can see the McGarvey and Chittister lots would get frontage from easement L, and the sort of the back closest to Hinsdale cul-de-sac, and then
Can we
the-
zoom out on this plan? Oh, whoops.
Hold on, I'm gonna change course here. So this might be a little bit more helpful. So Jesse, this
Hmm.
is the existing Egan Lane, how it exists, and you can kind of see the spaghetti lines running along it,
Yeah,
overlapping.
okay.
Does that
Yep.
help? So see
Yeah.
yeah. Right, so then it goes all the way back.
Okay.
These are the back Hinsdale ones.
so there'd be,
So-
rounding out on paper, the cul-de-sac of sorts again on the top of Egan Lane or by the Hinsdale side, and then similarly there's the one in the middle where it says quote unquote unknown, I think on the assessor's map, yeah, that Tracy's got up there. Again,
Yeah.
there needs to be some, paper rounding to make it sort of meet the guidelines, but in terms of the actual roadway, it exists.
Yes, and you can kind of see where it says 80A is like, that's that one whole lot. And they all have map and parcels and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just out of curiosity, try to understand the process. The process is the town takes an easement
Yes.
to like legitimize the road, I guess, create the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about formalizing it as frontage. Is it making it that the sort of taking of the easement makes it legal frontage, so that they subdivide.
And which are the 14 lots that are gonna get legal frontage now? Is that shown on the plan?
How many of them?
Go back to the plan.
The ones on Hinsdale, many of them have already subdivided because they have frontage on Hinsdale. So
Right.
the interior lots, which let me see here, we have.
They all looked, well, I guess they would be
So
subdivided.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It'd be
There's
10
four,
altogether, Jesse.
And then, thank you, and then on the ones on the left side, so 10 lots. And again, it's, to essentially carve off the Old South Road pieces from the interior pieces. 'Cause
Right.
They all come down to these strips and then have these sort of skinny Old South Road parcels. And the Old South Road parcels would still be accessed I believe via Egan Lane and they have sort of corresponding easements to come in Egan Lane and then drive off to either side to pull into these uses. They're not coming in off of Old South Road, so we're not suddenly gonna have, 14 driveways coming in off of Old South Road. That's not, any part of this
Mhm.
process.
Do we have this situation anywhere else on the island?
Uh, the subdivision next to it.
Oh,
Over
um,
here.
Yeah, Pinecrest has something very similar. And they may be coming to you at some point for a similar proposal. But yeah, I mean, that's the only two places I've seen it. And
Yeah,
I think
out in Arkansas has kind of a weird, sort of
Mm.
similar, but not quite this bad.
yeah, I
So,
mean, it's been
this
after
is
us
the-
to help. To
What
clean
I
it up.
don't follow, looking at this plan, it looks like there are regular lots on Old South Road. And then they neck down to go up to the upper part of Egan Lane. Or am I seeing something that's not really there?
No, see all these little strips. See where the Egan Lane is in blue, and then all these
Yes.
skinny strips. These all are part of the same lot. So the same lot fronts on Old South, follows one of the skinny strips all the way back, and then sort of blooms out into the actual sort of a larger lot in the back. So that it's all legally it's one lot now.
So we've got dumbbell lots.
Yeah.
Got a fat part on Old South.
No,
We've
it's skinny.
got-
Well, yeah.
We've
Right.
got the neck going up to Hinsdale.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And does that lead to the concern about subdivision?
I mean, in terms of the subdividing the interior lots?
Yes,
Yeah, so the homeowners, it's allowed under the zoning. And the homeowners have reached an agreement to restrict and some of the subdivision. So let me just pull up the agreement. Hang on. Let me just see here. I'm gonna pull up. So I'm gonna pull up the language. Let's see here. So the owners who have not already subdivided their property, as I said, there are a handful of owners who had legal frontage on Hinsdale, who have already subdivided, and for people who have not, the original lots can be subdivided to create a maximum of 3 buildable lots. So one would have frontage on Old South Road, and then the sort of interior lot could be divided into 2. So there would be a total of 3 between the Old South Road portion, and then the larger chunk could be divided into from one lot into 2.
that's helpful. Thank you.
Mhm.
Tracy's trying to find,
No, you can go, keep going.
okay,
I'll be right back. I don't know, if you think you're comfortable, you can vote.
oh, can we vote with just the 2 of us? It's only, I guess, we're having the
Okay.
meeting.
so the proposal before us. And Jesse Bell, you and I are gonna have to move, second, and approve. The proposal is to approve the presentation of this plan to the county commission, who are synonymously members of the select board. Inherently, I'm agreeable to anything that cleans up a mess like this one.
I appreciate that.
But may I suggest that when you present to the county commission, develop a visual that's a little bit more clear on what one owner owns, because that would be the Old South Road lot, the straw that holds them together, and then the Hinsdale Road lot. that is potentially subdividable. And I know there might be questions about zoning and whether or not the area of these lots allows them to be subdivided without a waiver.
Okay.
Jesse Bell, have I captured any or all of your concerns?
Yeah, you have. I guess, yeah, I would echo just, I think there'll be more pointed questions about the impact of, what this is gonna lead to. But I think as far as like just efficient land use planning, right? This is cleaning up a really, just a mess. So,
I was gonna say, to be discreet, we will not use the word ugly.
It's been tossed around before, so it wouldn't be the first.
yeah, and probably been a source of confusion for many, attorneys and title examiners and, just regular people. And
Mhm.
so I think it's I can
Okay.
understand why it's probably a lot of work to fix. But
So we have three members of the Real Estate Assessment Committee on the line, one of whom has recused himself. One member is unavailable and one is in the hospital. So I'm going to move that we permit this, or that we recommend this presentation to the county commissioners.
So, and just so everybody knows, the plan is to have this as part of a public meeting on June 25th. So it would be the Wednesday, June 25th County Commissioners
Thank you.
meeting.
We do need a second from Jesse Bell.
second,
All right. Lee votes aye and Jesse Bell votes.
aye.
Thank you. And Jesse Bell, Jesse Brescher, I couldn't even do Jesse B and make it. Now,
Not intentional.
without respect to this recommendation, I'll put on another hat that has nothing to do with the Real Estate Assessment Committee. But have the Centerpoint people considered membership in the Civic League? And this has not, that, however you answer, has nothing to do with our recommendation.
I can point it or relay the questions to the members. I don't know if they're.
Yeah, because the area associations that make up the Civic League frequently, if they are around private developments, are for the maintenance of the roads. But then they get connection to everything else that the Civic League does. So I'm speaking as a member of the executive committee, not of the Civic League, not of real estate assessment. We've already voted, that's clear. And so I would suggest that this item is finished and I can hand this all back to John Brescher.
If he wants to come back on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me go knock on his door. Hang on one second.
Greg, you can probably jump off if you want, unless you want to hear the rest of it.
No, well, thank you all for your attention to
Thank
this. I really
Sorry,
do appreciate it. And we do have a very nice color-coded map of the
Yes.
whole layout, which may be valuable in the future to explain the situation better. But thank you again.
I'll,
Thank
yeah,
you, Greg.
I'll scan that, the color coded one. John has left the building, so I can't get
Okay,
it.
fine. You guys can jump off and I can take it from here.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate
All
it.
right, thanks,
Okay.
Jesse.
care.
No, but Jesse Brescher goes.
Yeah.
Lee and Priscilla have had advice from a very famous attorney on island named Jimmy Glidden. And Priscilla has played golf with Richard Glidden.
Excellent.
We are connected.
I think we all are in 9 degrees of separation.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Jesse.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
So Lee and
Jesse.
Jesse, last people standing. The only other item on the agenda was, that we were gonna introduce Thomas, Brodus, our intern, and discuss the yard sale project that, the interns, so he and our other intern, Chase Windish, are working on a yard sale database. And, we were gonna present that a little bit and kind of give you an overview of the progress we've made. My computer just died. And we don't have Chase. He couldn't make this meeting. And so I think and we don't have a full group. So
Yeah, because it's a presentation, we don't necessarily need a quorum, but I think postponement would
I
be a
think
good idea.
others, particularly Nat, will be interested as well in the presentation, and they really are making great progress. So I would love to, introduce it to REAC and see how it's going and discuss, sort of any kind of comments you might have to improve it or add to it. So that will be for July, I guess, if everybody can make it.
That would be fine.
Um,
Jesse, Bell, I'm going to say that postponement of this presentation might just require a consent from you and me. We
that's
don't
fine.
have
So
a,
we don't want to talk about yard sales at all until we'll just hold that whole discussion.
right,
Okay.
okay. So, Tracy, I think you've got, kind of a quasi-legal, permission to postpone.
Okay. Do you have a question, Jesse, that you want to ask?
No, I'm just really, well, I was just thinking like, I can't tell you how many, and well, you can appreciate this because you probably get the calls and emails too. But I just, so many people come up to me and need help with the yard sale program, like they want to, take advantage of it. And so would you at some point advertise that, you're sort of reviving the program and getting organized and creating lists of everybody who, and then have those people email the interns and
So I have lists, I have all the
Right.
lists, and I think I've probably recouped. Yeah, I think I have a good amount of people on there. I doubt that I'm missing very many at this point, but I think my overall feeling in just what they've done so far is the list will be able to be broken down between land court ones and, unregistered land. It'll also be able to be broken down between ones that are extremely problematic. We're creating like a rating scale.
Right.
Based on the
complex,
difficulty
simple to
of,
complex. Yep.
resolution. I really and strongly, I presented this at select board last year, believe that we really need to be very cautious on accepting new ones because of the amount of the backlog in the existing list. I really feel uncomfortable about going forward with ones that are brand new, that are unregistered or have deregistered. And then all these other people are kind of been sitting there waiting for a very long time. Bob and I have also been able to figure some of them out and start to reach out to people to group them together to get it over the finish line, which I think will help. So that's part of the whole presentation, is to present the database and kind of give an overview of the ways we can sort it. And get some critique back from REAC, and then from there create a plan that will be a presentation both at select board and to NAREB, the Real Estate Brokers Association locally, so that we can manage everybody's expectation of what can be accomplished to move this forward. So that's kind of the goal.
Jesse, those of us who have been on the committee for a while forget how long ago it was that we had presentations about the yard sale program. But REAC does recommend a base price per square foot, I think, for a sale to abutters. But then it accepts the recommendation from the town assessor for coefficients of expansion for views, waterfront, water views, et cetera, attractive areas. So if the price is unity, it could be 7 times unity, when it's all set up. And we have all this on paper, but it would probably, your comment about making sure people understand how this works is a good one. Because the fact that it's in my memory or John Brescher's memory doesn't mean that it's available to the public.
No, and the database will include the price factor. It has the price factor for the completed ones, so what they paid when they were able to actually get the deed. And then we'll have the estimate of the price factor as it stands, you know, now. But it is always subject to REACT's final agreement and approval, so it could change by the time it conveys. And, you know, there's a number of other sort of criteria on different ones that are older. Some people agree to, for example, one big beach easement. So sometimes that's the consideration. Many of those are stuck, either completed or stuck in land court. So those are sort of, I've also rated them by priority for the municipality. So one big beach might be a priority over somebody who's just getting ground cover, so to speak.
Now, it's my understanding, but I'm looking, Tom,
Yes.
I'm looking at Tom, our intern, to double check what I'm about to say. Many of the private ways, particularly in Surfside, that have become pedestrian walkways have been examined, and many of them have been taken and conveyed. But that would represent a priority if there are any that the public use, but that are not yet assured of the right to access.
Okay, well, I will eagerly await that presentation.
Okay, good. So with that,
You might be as overwhelmed as we are when you see it.
so with that, a little bit of parliamentary lesson. Robert, which is his surname, said in his rules of order, if you reach the end of a printed agenda, then your meeting is adjourned. On Nantucket, we ignore that and we move adjournment. However, we have not yet completed this agenda because we've agreed to postpone. So I think it's appropriate for me to move adjournment. And Jesse, if you agree, we will have voted as well.
Yes, aye.
Okay, we're adjourned. For the record, 3:47 p.m.
Okay.
2:47 p.m.
2:47.
Hey,
All
thank you.
right.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, everyone.